I think my little girl likes being at home, don't you? And Aunt Shell sent something home for you? Yes, she did. Ah, I've just been sitting here being lazy. Uh, the trip we took wore me out. I've got an incense burning over here. You seen Lexi over here. Yeah, Michelle sent something home for Lexi that has rosemary. And it's some kind of tonic to help her itching because she itches bad. No matter what we do, what I use, uh, she's been itching. So it's not been quite time to try it yet. I'm supposed to rub it on her and leave it. Not dry it off, let it dry on its own. I don't know if it has an oil to it or not. I'll try to find out for you. But I do know since I've been home, I can tell a difference. The trip we went on was a trip that we really hadn't planned on making because my husband had checked into it, I think back in the fall, and it had already been booked and what he wanted to do. So he didn't think any more about it. So I think back in December, he either emailed or called or something and found out there was an opening for what he wanted to do. And I convinced him to take it. He was going to wait till later on because that was so close to time. And like I told him, I said, we're not guaranteed tomorrow. And if you want to do this, let's do it. We'll cut back other ways, which we did. The Christmas, we cut way back, especially for me and him, which we didn't need to be buying anyway. And so we decided that because it was a 3-day weekend, we'd just take Eli with us. You know, keep him out of school for a couple more days. And so then I called Omi. First, she wasn't going to go. And then my niece talked to her and convinced her she'd be silly not to go. Even though it was a trip for Kenny, there was things that we could do also. Because Kenny even told me, he said, Angie, I'm just going to be tied up one day 10 to 2, and after that, I'm yours. Or one day he was going to start, I think, at 7:30 to 2. And, of course, I took him so I could keep the car and not pick him up. But he got to do his full 2 days before Omi got sick. So some of our plans changed. They did. She wasn't feeling well. We didn't want to push it. So we packed up the car the next day and headed home. We were actually going to head to my brother's house. And it wasn't a good idea. Knowing she wasn't feeling well, we really didn't want to take chances. And even though we were that close, it was so tempting. But, you know, it's life, and she's on the mend. She thought about coming up here and staying with us, and then decided, no, my sister was going to be there. We got back on Friday, and she was going to be there Friday, Saturday, Sunday. She'd just go on back to town. So we took her there and headed home, and Angie's been dragging ever since. Friday, I think I took video. Yeah, I took video of my animals and stuff and showed you how they were acting and the goats and all that. Well, Saturday, Eli and I went to pick up Lexi, and that's when I got her rosemary treatment. And thank all of them very much for keeping her for a week. she feels that's her second home. She stays with Michelle and Nick and the girls anytime Kenny's not here. A lot of times Kenny's here because he lets me and Naomi go on the road. So why wouldn't I support him? He don't hardly ever ask to go anywhere, you know, other than us doing the camping and stuff. So it felt good to be able to support him. And he did like I do when I take Omi places too. We make time to do stuff the other person might want to do. Up until illness starts taking charge. But anyway, that's kind of what we've been up to, and now I'm starting to work on the videos I took, because I took some pretty good video, and I think y'all might enjoy some of it. I'm not going to say you're going to enjoy all of it, but I think you'll enjoy some of it. But it's clipping it together from different devices, and this up here is not working too well. Before we left, it seemed like every day for a week, anytime I thought of something that I could take that I didn't have to have right then, I stuck in a pile, and that really helped me because I do have short-term memory, and if I wait till the last minute, I forget a lot of stuff. And I'd say I remembered at least 95% of what I was supposed to take, and I thought that was great. And we all had our medicines and all that, and even stuff we really didn't need, but I tried to prepare for, and then I didn't prepare for Omi not feeling well and wanting a thermometer, or she takes only Tylenol. She doesn't take what we take. And so Kenny and I made a trip to Walgreens to make sure we had all of that, and I didn't have Pedialyte with me because that's just, but next trip Angie's going to do a little different on the medicines. She's going to be a little bit more prepared, I think. But anyway, spent the week doing that, and the day before we left, you're going to laugh when you see this clip, it snowed. I keep talking about the snow, even after that first night. But for my friends up north, you're going to laugh at me. Naomi, remember laughing at me about the traffic, what I thought was a lot of traffic. You're going to laugh at me. Anyway, it snowed. I wasn't worried. Kenny said, "You're not a bit worried, are you?" I said, "Oh, no, it's going to work." And so I waited till Heather got home, and I needed to drop a couple of items off with her because she took care of the animals, all of them for me. So I thought, well, I'll take you down to Heather's. I didn't take you in Heather's. So I'm going to show you that now, and then I'll come back and talk again. Let me see, what's today? January 13th, and we've got snow. Just a little bit. I fed the animals in it earlier today, and it quit. When Kenny came in from running the air, and he said it was sleet, and it turned to snow. And now look at it. I don't think it's supposed to accumulate. Can I just say, I normally don't get out this time of night. It's just well, unless I'm getting Eli. It's just 5:51, but I've got to run over to Heather's. I showed you a little bit of the snow we got earlier. And I just thought I'd chit-chat a minute. It was, yeah. My doctor tells me, Angie, stress is #1 killer. Stay away from it. I try, but we're all human. We all can get stressed. I need to watch the camera. It cut off. I don't know where I left off at. We can all get stressed. I would say I was a little bit more frustrated with myself than I was with what I was doing, because it used to come so natural. I was talking to you coming up the hill, but my camera shut off again. All those bumpy roads. But what I was saying, or I hope I was saying, I feel accomplished. I even got more done than what was asked of me to start with. My windshield wipers are acting crazy. But anyway, I've got some stuff to do when I get home, but I promised Heather I'd come by here a minute. She doesn't live far from me. What else did I do today? Got all my critters fed. Got my big ones, my big girls, boy, dewormed. Got them their dewormer, the older ones. I thought they needed it, especially with the way the weather is. What else did I do? Found my hair color. Been looking for it for several days. Took all my earrings out, took my rings off. No hair color. Thought I was gonna go the whole weekend without hair color on again. But guess what? I found my hair color too. Looking for other items and I found my hair color. So guess what? You may not see it now, but Angie's got her hair color on. I'm accomplished. If that's all I had gotten done today, that would have been an accomplishment, because I spend 80% of my time hunting for something. And anybody that has memory issues or just don't stay in the moment probably know what I'm talking about. Well, let me tell you something I did to Kenny before I even left the house. I thought I'd turn it back on the road to see if you could see any. It's just barely snowing, barely. But anyway, Kenny went out to make sure that my car wasn't on the hill. He was going to make sure it was in the driveway for me. He comes back in, he said, Angie, I forgot I parked it in the driveway already. He came back in with the keys. I didn't know he'd handed them to me. I'd forgot. Listen to this now. I forgot. So I walk all the way back through the house before I left, like I did probably 5 times before for other items. He said, Angie, I gave them to you. And I said, no, yes, you did. They were in my hand, hanging off my thumb. My keys were hanging off my thumb, and I was asking them where they were. I try my best. I've done lost them once in the past week. Costed me 3 hours one morning. 10 o'clock, I finally find them. Of course, that gets my whole day messed up if I'm geared. So I've really got to try to work more on my memory. I work on, I try to stay alert and stay present with stuff, but wintertime is really hard on me. I'm at Heather's. I see Marley. I'll get back with you. Heather and I had a nice little visit. I'm just not used to driving in the dark anymore. Like I said, it doesn't take me long to get home. It's still like a fine mist of snow's what I call it. Nothing major. So I think we're going to be just fine. When I get back to the house, I plan on showing you why I'm so proud. See, it wasn't a lot of snow, was it? So I get home and make sure I take mainly bags. I don't have any sitting around my chair. I did take I found this when I was decluttering. It still had the ticket on it. And this is what I put a lot of my electronic stuff and iPad, different things I might need. I took that, but I take those Tractor Supply bags and stuff because if it's dresses, I just leave them on the hanger. I hope any of this makes sense. I leave them on the hanger and drape them across everything. And then I just use the bags to roll up my other stuff. One bag for clothes, one bag for toiletries, and I didn't take any extra shoes. I didn't even put my earrings in today. I did take a few extra jewelry pieces. I don't know if I used them or not. The one thing I have to take, can you guess what the one thing? I didn't take it one vacation and I missed it. And it was just a 1 or 2 day one. I took my Dollar Tree Mainstay Keurig coffee pot, and even though I stopped my, what do you call it, automatic delivery of my Cafe Pastello K-Cups, I had stocked up on some, so we took those and some sweetener and the lactose-free vanilla creamer that I had gotten at the Dollar Tree and stuff. So we had really good fresh coffee all the time. Even when we stopped and just stayed one night, I wanted my coffee pot. Now the last night, we winded up having to stop because Omi couldn't go any further. So I got us some room and stuff, and I didn't take my coffee pot in that night. We took just barely what we needed. But anyway, that's a must on travel, is my coffee pot. For years I took the Keurig, and it crashed on me, and they're so expensive. And the $20 one at Walmart does the same, so. But anyway, so I get back and show you the animals and stuff. So yesterday, was it yesterday? Got back on Friday, showed you the animals. Gone on Saturday. Yeah, I videoed the animals and the puppies. I don't know how much I did of the goats. The chickens around here, so I could show you what happened when I got rid of the eggs. So you're going to see that now. And then I'm going to tell you what's going on now. Thought I'd just update you on a couple of items since I've been home. It's the 3rd morning. Yesterday I actually collected 1 egg in the nesting box. After getting rid of all these eggs, except I think I see 2 that's still buried underneath. I think so, but I don't think they know they're there. So they've actually started laying back in nesting boxes, but where we've got so much rain and stuff, they're not quite clean. But looks like I might have 3 hens laying now, because I thought maybe it's an egg left over from yesterday because I left early, didn't have time to lay. But 3 different color eggs might mean that one might be to the black hen. So I might have 3 of y'all laying now. Yeah. Oh gosh, she's back. You're back already. I gotta go feed. Yeah. Well, I've got everybody fed around the house. Cats and all. Now I've got to go to the top of the hill. I turned around and Edith was trying to get into the puppy food. Even though there's more bowls around. I come back out here. Look at them fighting over it. Excuse me, I shouldn't say fighting over it. I should say they just want to eat together. Yesterday they were growling. Hi, beautiful face. Yeah, Mama's got some over here too. They're getting so big. But my 3rd morning home, look at this. I told you she used to be one of my timid ones. She's right up here with me. Aren't you, Edith? Huh? Yeah, you gonna get up there and stand and look at me? I bet you want a piece, don't you? I don't think a piece will hurt you, do you? There you go. Oh. That's all I can give you, though, okay? She would have never ate out of my hand even a year ago. Good girl. Good girl. I've got 3 of mine walking me home, and I was looking out in the woods because I see Pansy. I don't know if you can see her through the trees or not. Let me see if I can find her for you. There she is. See her? Right there. Her and Mischief and little Fluffy all went up there somewhere. They were with me, but now they're not. But I gotta get back down to the house. Morning 4 of being home. And I already collected 1 egg. Waiting to see if they give me 2 more. 2 of the hens since I've been up on the hill feeding. Well, there goes the 3rd one. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen. I'll come back out in about half an hour and see if they've laid any. Mischief, you did good this morning. You did. You let me walk. I gave the chickens some baby carrots to give them a treat. Their food's just not like it used to be. Yeah. Got rid of those eggs. I think 2 are still buried even today because that was yesterday morning when I showed it. I collected 3 eggs yesterday. Did I ever tell you that? It winded up being, did I? I can't remember now. I think. I don't want to fib to you. Today I actually collected 3. How's that? I'll do what I know for sure because I got it right here and I filmed it again this morning. I filmed whatever happened yesterday you've seen. And you've seen what happened this morning because I collected 1 of them earlier. And then, when I came back, this one was on the hill. That's from Rebel. That's the one I collected earlier. And I went back out there after I fed them. And went on the hill and fed, came in, fed Kenny and stuff, went back out. I had 2 more. So the white one I showed is from the black hen. Because the Isa Browns will all lay shades of brown. So yeah, and I know why they're laying better. Mom and I talked about it last night. It's because these little hens around here at the house, they get more scraps, you know, because it's just small amounts. And I divided out between them. Today I actually gave them some carrots. I'll give them a little cat food in with their food. And all that extra protein and stuff, I think is why, and the fact they're young, is why they've started laying. I can't wait till I see 4 eggs. Yeah. And I've got to check and see when these hatch. I've already forgot. So I don't even know when to start looking for eggs on them. They're just now laying, so it'll be a while on those. But anyway, this was a long, disheveled chit-chat while I'm waiting on my husband and Eli. Did I tell you that? Yeah, Kenny went to get Eli. And I guess I'm out here to also say, never think it's too late to start anything. My husband hadn't played ball in over 20 years. He's not played at all since we've lived up here, and that's 23. So,